Okay, please excuse the way that I look. I just got out of the shower, but I wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me and get to know me because I haven't taken the time to like introduce myself on this channel. So as I get ready, I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about who I am, how I grew up, and like where I ended up to be where I am now. So obviously I go by Lauren Ashley Fitness. That's what I go by on YouTube here. And then if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I also go by Lauren Ashley Fitness there as well. That's because my name is Lauren, my middle name is Ashley, and growing up, like I had an uncle that always called me Lauren Ashley. I kind of liked it, so I went with Lauren Ashley Fitness. And the fitness is because I am a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach through NASM or NASM, is where I got certified. And I have officially been training clients since June of 2022, so about half a year now. I've been training clients and working in like the fitness world. I haven't always been in fitness, obviously, then. Before I started training people, I actually was a teacher. So I taught middle school English for 3 years. I did 2 years at a really small school and then 1 year at a bigger school. And there was a lot about teaching that I really liked. There was also a lot about teaching that I just didn't love. And I knew that it was time for me to like get out of teaching, which is what kind of led me to get into personal training. So like a little bit of a backstory though, like growing up, so I've lived in Iowa my entire life. I grew up in like a really small town in Iowa. And I graduated high school in 2018. And when I first graduated high school, I didn't really intend to be a teacher. So that wasn't what I really like wanted to do right out of high school. I actually, my first 2 years of college, I went to Iowa State and I studied clarinet performance. So when I was in high school, I didn't play any sports or do anything like that in high school. I wasn't super athletic. I actually was kind of like a little bit of a nerd. So I played the clarinet and the saxophone when I was in high school, and wanted to be like a professional musician when I went to college. So I actually studied clarinet performance for the first 2 years that I was in college, with the intent of going on to get like my master's and hopefully someday playing in like an orchestra as a professional musician. But that obviously didn't work out because I only did that for 2 years. So after 2 years at Iowa State, I transferred to Cornell College here in Iowa, so the small Cornell College. And I studied elementary education, and I graduated with my elementary education degree in December of 2018. My first teaching job though was actually middle school English. So I taught both 7th and 8th grade English. And like I said, my first year of teaching, my first 2 years, I guess, I was at a small school. And I loved a lot about teaching at the school. There was obviously some stuff that I didn't love about teaching there either. And so because I was like not super happy or satisfied with the school that I taught at for the first 2 years, I started looking at other schools to apply. And for some reason I had this like strong urge to move to Des Moines. So after my first 2 years of teaching, so I started teaching in August of 2019, and I taught 2 years there. So I started teaching kind of as COVID was like becoming a thing. My third year of teaching, I taught 7th grade English in Des Moines. And that was like the 2021-2022 school year. And by like October of that school year, my third year of teaching, so about like October of 2021, I knew that I did not want to be teaching anymore. I thought that maybe like someday I would go back to teaching. But I knew that like the next year I didn't want to go back to teaching. So I started looking into getting my personal training certification and picked NASM. Like I wasn't really sure like what to pick as far as a certification or where to go. And NASM was just all over the place. So that's kind of why I picked NASM in the first place. And so I started taking classes to get certified in January of 2022. And so last year in 2022, I did my certified personal training and my certified nutrition coaching certifications through NASM, which is kind of how I got into training in the first place. And I guess I should also add, the reason that I wanted to start training people is because I was like really big into fitness, or had gotten really big into fitness. So like in 2020, when COVID like kind of shut the world down, we also shut schools down. So like we were not in school. And so I basically didn't have a job. So I was not really doing anything. And I had a friend of mine that had reached out and was like, hey, do you want to go to this CrossFit class with me? She had gone to a CrossFit gym. And I went and tried it. And like, I will say CrossFit I don't think is for me. Like, I didn't necessarily love the CrossFit class, but I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like, I feel like I should get back into working out, because I had worked out previously, but like had not been working out in a long time. And so that prompted me to go get a gym membership. So I got my gym membership again in 2020, and I actually started working out at a Planet Fitness. And I know that Planet Fitnesses get a lot of shade and a lot of hate on them on the internet and social media, but I, at the time, was super thankful for Planet Fitness, simply for the fact that they have so many different machines, and all of the machines kind of show you what to do. Because I, in the past, when I had worked out, had done a ton of cardio, and this time around in 2020, I like didn't want to just do cardio. Like, I didn't want to be like the stereotypical cardio girl at the gym. I wanted to actually start strength training. So I was super excited about all the machines so that I could start getting into strength training. And so I started with a lot of machines. And I worked out at Planet Fitness for, I would say, like 5 or 6 months before I switched gyms. And then by the beginning of 2021 is when I had kind of started experimenting more with like more serious weightlifting. So I was doing more free weights. I started learning how to squat and bench and deadlift. And so that's kind of how I got into fitness. And so when I knew that I didn't want to teach anymore, I was like, oh, personal training kind of makes sense, because it's a way for me to like take my love of working out and my love of fitness and also combine it with like my love of helping people and teaching people. Because like I said, there's a lot that I loved about teaching, and one of the biggest things I loved about teaching, and I still miss today, is like the ability to interact with other people and teach them and help them and like have a lasting impact on their life. And so I knew I still wanted to be able to do that with people, even though I wasn't in the classroom anymore. I had also lost a lot of weight. So I've lost close to 100 pounds since the beginning of 2020. And I like exercise completely had like changed my life. So I was kind of also in 2020 going through a really rough time. And exercise was like providing not only a way for me to get healthier and lose weight and just have more of a positive impact on my health, but it also was kind of like an outlet for me in terms of like all the emotional stress that I was going through. So I really liked both of those impacts and wanted to be able to help other people have those same impacts from exercise too, and just be able to educate people on like the importance of exercise and the roles that it can play beyond just helping people lose weight and be healthier. And then so I started taking my NASM classes in January of 2022. So I started with a personal training one, and I obviously was still teaching at this time. So I was working a full-time job and going to the gym every day and trying to do these classes. So it definitely was a little bit of a challenge. But like, if you're someone that's looking into doing these courses, it's definitely manageable if you do one at a time. So like I said, I just did the personal training one, and I had my certification by June. So I was officially certified by the end of June, and then also got my first training job in a gym in June as well. And June also was a busy month because I also was finished with my teaching job and moved in with my now fiance in June as well. And so I have been training clients in person now since June, or for about 6 months now is how long I've been doing in-person training. And then after I got certified for my personal training certification, I went ahead and started doing the nutrition coaching certification, which I really enjoyed taking that class. It was super interesting, and there was some valuable information there, I felt like. And so I finished that in sometime between like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I had that one finished. And at that same time, if you are someone that like is looking into this, I bought the NASM Elite bundle, which included like all of their courses. And so it came with a virtual coaching course, which I will say was not necessarily the most beneficial, but I took it anyway because it counts as like a continuing education credit. And so I finished the nutrition coaching and the virtual coaching courses between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm now officially certified as a personal trainer, nutrition coach, and a virtual coach. So I'm very excited about that as well. As much as I love working in person, so I don't think I said this, but I work or I train in person at Anytime Fitness, which I love. My boss is super great, and we're like working on doing a bunch of super exciting things like at the gym as far as training and whatnot. He's helping me get ready to do like nutrition coaching at the gym. But like my long-term goals with coaching is to be able to do online coaching or virtual coaching with people, just because like that I think is kind of where my passion is. And I also had hired an online coach too during my journey, for part of my journey, and really enjoyed having an online coach and just like that support. And I feel like with online coaching, you're just able to reach like a lot larger of an audience and impact more people. And so I'm currently working on getting everything ready for that. So I just set up like my business account and am taking applications for one-on-one clients online. So if you are someone that's interested in online training, you can leave me a comment or send me an email. I'll put my business email in the description here. But I am taking online clients currently, and with my online training included in that, you would get workouts, weekly workouts. You get nutrition guidance and coaching, so I'd help you with your nutrition, whether that's you want to count macros or you just want to eat better. You get weekly check-ins as well. But I also offer, for people that don't want all-inclusive one-on-one coaching, I do offer just nutrition coaching. And then I also offer like one-time workout programs. So it would just be like a custom workout program that I'd send to you. There'd be no check-ins, no like support from me. I would just send you the workout and then you're on your own to complete it. So definitely, if you're interested in any of that, send me an email and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions you have about any of that. As far as like leaving the teaching profession goes, I have had people ask me like if I miss it at all or if I like think I'll ever go back. And like at one point I definitely thought that I was just going to take like a year off from teaching and go back to it. Because I definitely thought it was going to be something that I was going to miss a lot more than I have. But I'm going to be completely honest in the fact that I don't really miss teaching at all. So like I experience far less stress with my new job. I get to set my own hours, set my own schedule. I still, like I kind of mentioned, get to help people and educate people and work with people in a similar capacity to teaching, just in a situation that's far less stressful for me. And I am subbing this school year. So I started subbing in August when school started back up again. And I don't do it very often just because I don't miss it. Like I don't miss being in the classroom. So I sub when it's convenient for me, or if there's a week where I like don't have as many clients at the gym or something like that, I'll pick up an extra sub job or two just to like supplement my income a little bit. But like I don't plan on going back to teaching because it's just not for me right now. Like it's not something that like my heart's not in it right now, and it's just something that was causing me more stress than what it was worth. And I really am so much more happier in my new position, like training clients and working with people at the gym. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of teaching and the education world. I know that wasn't like the most exciting video, but that's kind of all I had for today. I am gonna go make another meal and get ready to head back into the gym. I do have kind of a full night at the gym tonight. But if you guys have questions about anything, questions about like how I left teaching, how I transitioned into a new career, questions about my life or anything like that, or if you want more information about training, leave a comment below. Or training questions specifically, feel free to reach out to my email. I'm more than happy to answer any of your training questions you have, including like pricing, what's all included, and all that. So thanks for stopping by.